sprite. Personally, I like Classic Link only for mainly one reason, is that practicing bomb jumps is with that sprite. I haven't done it with any other sprite, so I just go with what I know.
Fair enough. Oh, looks like we're off. Here we go. Hi, Uncle. Well, no sword start today. If Uncle walks out of there holding a sword, you know it's a sword start. Otherwise, it could be anything. Just a big fat 20, though. Pretty boring start.
And oddly enough, I didn't know you can actually check the dungeons in this mode. I never thought to check in running up to escape what dungeons we have. So it's interesting to see if maybe the runners do the same thing or just wait until after escapes ends.
Yeah, you absolutely can map check right now, but most wait till afterwards. It's pretty uncommon to check it at this point. But who knows? Doesn't look like they will, as they fall into Uncle's hole. And he has... Ooh, the Cane of Samaria. Probably my second favorite starting item. It's so fun, and it's nice to get that item out of the way. You don't have to worry about it trolling you late in the game.
Absolutely, and getting a nice ruby drop there. But with this cane, it's an interesting use, because you can do it one of two ways. You can either just place the block and let the guards run into it, or you can throw it, and using both as a combination will aid them in this escape. I always like to see how they utilize its range.
Yeah, you know somebody's experienced with cane if they're throwing it. It's got a weird angle on it. Oftentimes you can throw it right over your target. So I'd like to see who throws it and who just does some shoving. I actually learned in a race the other day that if you push the block, you walk at exactly the same speed as a green guard, just kind of walking. Really convenient bomb pickups for both of them there now, too. They won't have to farm for that bomb too much going through here.
That's a interesting little pivot in the gloves right away. All right, so
that's a nice drop.
That's 1/3 of this Dark World access that we wanted in the beginning.
Yep, always like seeing gloves. Now you don't want to see a cape, though. Get egging him out of your mind as soon as you can.
Oh yeah, Agassiz is not fun. Had it last night, and it was in the back of my mind the entire time. It looks like myoky used the pushing strat, and Slowpoke just planted it and let him hit it.
That was a perfect little setup for that blue guard, and got them into blue mail. Always nice to have blue mail early. I love it. Extra little safety. You know you're not going to be taking 2 damage from those darn crabs on the south shore early. Might get you a little more confidence heading into an early Dark World if we get one.
Absolutely, especially since we haven't seen much hearts coming in here, so they don't have much safeties in that respect. So getting the mail is definitely an added help here.
For sure. Now this guard with block is a pain. They got him taken care of pretty good though. Slowpoke opting to just chuck a couple of pots at him. And the small key of the dungeon beside Zelda.
We shall see if they find the map. I sometimes remind myself in this dungeon, and it never works out for me because I always check it at the end. If the map's not here, they do not need to open that chest in Sanctuary. It always gets me, and hopefully it don't get them.
Yep, that actually was the case with my race last week. It was Sanctuary chest and didn't check it. Ended up losing anyway. Warp, warp. And yeah, to answer a question in chat, that's the Garfield sprite. And then standard Link on Slowpoke's side.
We already got in chat wishing hammer on Lumberjack, so we have an Agmancy just to get the hammer.
Well, that's just mean.
So far, good times for these two runners. You generally want to be in the 6s when you leave escape. It's generally a good routing wise, and it seems like they're gonna have be right around that time.
Yeah, it looks to be that way. They're not going to have to farm bombs. Just they got that one. That's all you need for now. And they've got the money to buy bombs once they get to Kakariko. So all should be good. I don't see anything in the rest of this giving them too much of the problem. Myoky making it through that snake room without damage. These snakes RNG can be a pain. There's a nice throw, though. The Bloomerang! Semi-vanilla Bloomerang on that.
Yeah, semi. Obviously, the better of the two boomerangs, as we like to say in this tournament.
Yep. Throws, returns a little bit slower and doesn't lag your game. That's kind of what you want. Oh, convenient full magic pickup for Myoky. Gonna leave escape at 100% magic.
Alright, we'll see it's in the back of escape here. At least both these runners won't have to worry about coming back here.
Oh, it's always terrifying when you have to skip this back area. A single arrow, a bomb upgrade, and the hook shot! Woo! That's nice to find early.
And as we predicted before, the map will be in Sanctuary, so let's see if they actually get that chest.
Yeah. Yeah, if you know you haven't found the map up to this point, there's no need to check that last chest. Pretty solid start, though. Power gloves and a hook shot with the Cane of Samaria, not too shabby.
Absolutely, and if they're comfortable with dark rooms, which I'm probably these runners are, they can easily go up to Death Mountain and get a nice bunch of chests up there.
Yeah, let's see if anyone's sequence breaks right away up. That'd be a pretty big gamble, but who knows? Slowpoke opting to skip the Sanctuary chest while Myoky grabbed it. Wanted to make sure, or just didn't count. Either way, it's only a 5-second time loss, if that.
Alright, heart for the tree pull. We'll see what the tree pull inside it is.
Crab dropping the small magic, but both runners had full magic anyway. Red mail on Lumberjack Cave, so unless Ag's required, I really don't see them hopping in, killing Agnem up for the final mail upgrade.
No, I don't foresee that happening. The only thing I could think them ever going back to get that mail is that if they're like going to Mirror Ledge, Cape Ledge, and seeing if they actually could use it, you know.
Yeah, and a really convenient 3-bomb location. You know, often you don't love seeing 3 bombs there, but that's not too shabby.
You can never not do any bombs, and convenient bottle location for them, so they don't have to worry about going back to Kakariko and keeping in the back of their mind that they have to go see the sick kid.
Yeah, that's just a lovely place. It's so nice to get a bottle before your first trip out of Kakariko. Get that sick kid out of your head. Now, if they can find a flute in Kakariko, they're gonna be just laughing. Get it all done in one stop.
Alright, we'll get our first look at Blind's hut here and see what he has in his basement. All the skeletons he has in those closets.
Yep, 5 items that Blind's hiding away from us. 4 in the front, 1 in the back. We got just a little bit of love. But the flippers! And our first sword. Whew. And a big piece of love. Our first heart upgrade.
Now, I don't know what Blind's doing with flippers. He obviously can't see where he's going in the water, so probably
he doesn't even have feet. Pretty solid house, though.
Yes, absolutely. All good inside. Getting flippers early is nice. That can make for a nice routing up to Zora, which they're almost at Zora money as is. So if they get like another 300 rupee drop, that would maybe push them in that direction. And silvers right away in the well.
Oh, that's awesome. Getting silvers out of the way means no silverless Ganon for us today.
So last night in my run,
Hammer! Just Moon Pearl now for Dark World access.
Kakariko really doing well for these two runners. So last night, I was doing Silverless Ganon, and I chose not to get the last chest because I saw that I was, you know, I lost and I was behind mine. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. If it's here, I'll do the silverless route. And sure enough, the silvers was in the last chest in Ganon.
Of course. Because why wouldn't they be?
Exactly. So getting silvers early is definitely nice. It's gonna make for easy killing of the bosses. And Book of Medora here, which is really good as well. They can route in Desert if we ever get a map chat to see if Desert's a pendant or a crystal.
Yeah, still no map checks as of yet. We're gonna check out Sick Kid though. Who has the fire rod? What a loaded Kakariko. Holy smokes.
This leads me to think that we're gonna have a pedestal seat here because they're getting so many items up front that one item's gonna be trolley on that pedestal.
This is a super generous seed so far. I got to agree with you. There needs to be some troll at some point. But that fire lets Desert be completely clearable now between the book and the fire rod. Just a big 20 up on the library though.
Myoky opting to go check first before doing the race. I generally like to just do the race and see what's there.
I'm more a fan of checking myself. I found that the race is generally not super important in this V29, and that proves true today also, with just a little Fisher Price shield. Myoky heading down to the South Shore. Chat's asking for Aghanim Moon Pearl. That's just mean. Putting Moon Pearl on the pyramid. And we got our first map check. I saw a red pendant up at Hera and a crystal at Eastern, but I didn't notice what Desert was.
Desert was the blue pendant. So we have two pendants in the light world. So Dark World is going to be where the runners are going to diverge most likely. See which dungeons they choose to go get first.
Oh, and that pendant at Desert is just mean. The seed point you that hard, or that way really hard right now with the book and fire rod, and it's just a pendant. That might hold them back from trying to go check it.
Yeah, if you get the flute and get Titan Smiths, it's an easy check once you have to go do Mire, so they'll probably put it off until they get Mire access.
Mini Moldorm Cave here, having some love. And there's our Moon Pearl. That's Dark World access right there.
13 minutes into the seed, and there's our early Dark World. So it'll be interesting to see if these runners decide just to go right to, since they're right on South anyway, keep it in mind that they go right down and do like Hype Cave.
Yep.
Which would be an interesting run play. While Myoky right here is going up to Hobo. Just a bit 20 on the Hylia Island.
Yeah, I really like this play from Myoky. If you get those early flippers, routing Hobo in before you go check Ice Rod Cave is pretty nice. And as chat points out correctly, they did find Sanctuary Heart as one of the hearts inside Mini Moldorm Cave. Sank Heart being the one full heart upgrade that completely replenishes your health in the game. Otherwise, it's exactly the same as the normal full heart. And stealing that last 20 bucks from the Hobo, just mean. Let the poor man have his cash. It looks like my my pre-game wish is coming true though. Really early Dark World access with no mirror yet.
Absolutely, we'll see how these runners route in certain things. Like if Pod is access, if they find the bow especially, without the mirror, Pod could be a very arduous dungeon. So we'll see how soon they get that mirror to help with some of those dungeons in the Dark World.
Oh yeah, and we've still got one pedestal dungeon in the Dark World, so We'll see what it is soon. Slowpoke making his way to Ice Rod Cave, though, as is myoky, a little behind, having already checked the hobo, and it's a big 50 bucks. Myoky getting his revenge on that crab.
And with that hammer in hand, it does look like Slowpoke is making the South's play here to the Dark World.
Yeah, gonna check out Hype Cave. That's very nice. Natomaki, thank you so much for the sub to Speed Gaming Network. The support is very appreciated. myoky, meanwhile, heading up to Zora while we get our Hype Cave check.
He's probably hoping Wishing Well has some money, because if he doesn't find a couple hundred more rubies here, he won't be able to do Zora, so it's a little play on his part.
Alright, well there's 300 in the Hype Cave, and a bottle, and nothing much else. Not much in Waterfall either, 50 bucks, and I missed the last one, bombs. Piece of heart and 50 in the Waterfall Cave. And a piece of heart on Zora Ledge. We can't check Zora himself. No cash.
Runners haven't checked yet, but with that hook shot in hand, they could check what stun prize is. And it looked like Green Pendant was Mire, so both Mire and Desert down there are pendants, so we might not see them at all unless they can't find anything.
Yeah, that's just mean, but 5-6 crystals are on Skull Woods and Thieves Town. Both are full clearable right now. So that could be, you know, maybe an early something on Big Fat Fairy.
Yeah, but Marth with just Fighter Sword, even though they have Fire Rod, is a rough fight.
It's gross. Ugh.
But they do have bees, and a bee is the only... Moth is the only boss that a bee will help with damaging.
Absolutely. myoky checking his Hype Cave out, and Slowpoke finding an arrow upgrade on the digging game. Nothing too good there. Natomaki now with the sub after those big bit donations. Thank you so much.
myoky probably wishing he came here first before he went to Zora, because now he's going to have to make his trek all the way back there to check what Zora has again.
Yeah, I don't expect him to do that anytime soon. But looks like Slowpoke's going to head up there. myoky heading up to Stumpy to get his red boomerang, the far inferior version.
With both these runners generally doing the same thing with each other, just a little out of sync, so we haven't seen much diversion yet. Hopefully once they start making their way into other spots, we can see where it leads them.
Yes. And to answer a question in chat, yeah, the digging game can be done without a shovel. It costs 80 rupees, and he loans you a shovel. So the only thing you need a shovel for in the randomizer, anyway, is the actual dig spot in the light world. Opting not even to bother with the 5-arrow upgrade. So let's see, what do we have for pedestal hype today? It could be bow, ice rod, any tablet, mirror, or a fetch quest to any of those things, I think. Can't be lamp, can't be flute.
It can be boots if Desert Palace does not have boots locked.
That's true. So the pedestal hype index is still pretty high. We will get to see what myoky missed up on Zora here shortly from Slowpoke. For his sake, I hope it's nothing.
Wishing ill on our runners here.
Oh no, if it's something good, then that's bad. That'd be wishing ill.
True, true, true. You can see both sides of the double-edged sword there.
Yeah. Ah, living up to his name of the Rip-Off King once again. Just $500 for a big 20.
And myoky opting to go down into Dark Kakariko. I generally like to see them go up to Skullwoods, get those first few chests, and then make a way down so you can rope in Mirror Ledge, Bumper Cave.
I agree with you, but first check in Thieves Town is, well, not Thieves Town, but the area around Thieves Town, whose name is just escaping me right now. It's the big Titan's Mitts. It's always a required item and is really nice to find early. Opens up so much. And the Master Sword. Man, both Light and Dark Village is loaded in this seed. Village of Outcasts, thank you, chat. I love you. But if Garfield's doing it, would it be called Village of Outcats?
Wow.
That's a thinker.
That's a thinker.
Just a 20 in the C-shaped house. So 2 out of 3 locations in Village really paying out big. Ooh, Swagnet.
Alright. It's a nice item to have.
Not bad. It's a nice little bit of safety if you got an empty bottle.
If these runners complete both these 2 dungeons right here, we might be able to see an early Fat Fairy check. See if that routes anything for them.
Yeah, may as well swing up there at the same time you go check Pyramid itself. Front half of Thieves Town. Not a lot in there though, but 2 items out of 4 in the dungeon.
Well, you would have to expect after having so many items in a Village of Outcasts that Thieves Town might be a little sparse and just a crystal for these 2 runners.
Yep. There can't be too much more. Yes, as chat has already answered, the way the chest game works in Randomizer is the first game will always be a random junk item, so some money or a heart or a bomb or arrows, and the second item will always be the item. So it could also be junk, but it could be something good. But it will always be 2 chests you gotta open.
I mean, I don't know if it's true, but last night when listening to commentary, I did hear that, you know, the vanilla has 1 in 8 chance of being the heart piece in that chess game. And I heard that the first chest you do open still has that 1 in 8 chance to be the item, and if it's not, the second one's guaranteed. So it's possible to get the item on that first pull.
You know, I heard that same thing in commentary, and I have never once seen the first item be the thing. So I don't know how true that is, but I'm not going to write it right off.
Same.
Is it possible that Thieves Town Big Chest contains a small key? It is. Yes, this is one of the few places. Ooh, Tempered Sword. Really nice. It is possible that the big chest has its own because it only locks itself, if that makes sense. For instance, the small key cannot be on blind because you could potentially soft lock if you open the big chest, but it could be on the big chest because there's no risk of soft locking. It only gives access to itself.
For the blind fight, that sword wouldn't help because, you know, it's just a standard 3 hits per head. for blind, but when they head up to Mothula, routing this in first is going to make that fight much easier.
Definitely. And Tempered will actually help with these little red goblins down in the basement too. Take it down from 2 hits with the Master Sword to just 1 with Tempered. But as you pointed out, yeah, Blind is the only boss in the game that has 9 HP, but always takes 1 HP of hit damage per hit. It doesn't matter what weapon you use, any swords. You can use the Cane of Samaria, you can use the Hammer, you can use the Cane of Brian. Always just a single hit of damage, and he takes 9 hits.
And let me tell you, doing hammer strats on blind is an interesting fight.
Yep. And it looks like this is going to be a seed where, as we talked about, holds true. The big chest does contain the small key. You can't use bees on blind. I mean, you can use bees on blind, but they don't do any damage. There is a bug in the game, though, that I've had happen once, where I used a bug on blind, and it just chased one of the heads away. I have no idea how it happened. I've tried to replicate it since. It was super weird, but yep, guy just made one of the heads fly off screen and stop shooting. Otherwise, he's immune to bees. Myoky in here. Gotta be a little careful. One more hit'll do it. Oh, that was an unfortunate head block. Oh, you hate to see that.
Alright, stun prize is a bit 20, so easy way to farm rupees there if they want to do gather any more money wise.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh, Myoky with some rage slashes opting to just head up to Skull Woods. And as you point out, yeah, stun prize is 20 rupees. For anyone unaware, stun prize is just if you stun somebody with the hookshot or boomerang and then kill them, what they drop will always be the same, no matter the enemy. So if you need to farm up money, it's real easy right now. But that's, again, like everything in this game, randomized seed to seed. It could be a heart, it could be a single rupee. And we see Slowpoke getting into his blind fight. So far, so good. There we go. Finish him off with not too much trouble. And he has the compass. So there we go. Our first crystal at just before 30 minutes. That's not too shabby.
Not at all. And if Slowpoke follows suit and heads up to Mothula, he'll have 2 in probably under 40 minutes.
And both of those being 5 and 6 crystals. That's super convenient. Ah, the big key to Skullwoods. Unnecessary to complete the dungeon, but it does open that one chest. That, if he doesn't find the 2 items in here, he'll go check after blind.
Remembering to get that key so you don't have to worry about killing the Gibdos at the end. It's always nice not to worry about that.
Ah, the Gibdo room. Yuck. Okay, it's off to Mothula, but only rocking 2 hearts. He's got to be careful with that health. Oh boy, I shouldn't have said anything.
He took that intentional death when he fell that one time. He figured, let me just reload, get a couple of other hearts, and head back in.
Yeah, it looked like after that first fall, he died on purpose. Go from 2 to 5 right quick. Doesn't cost too much time. And you can farm health back up on their way with these very convenient skulls. Opting to slash the Gibdos rather than just fire out of them. Save a little magic, which I assume he's going to want to use on Mothula himself.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Fire Rod and Temper Sword do the same amount of damage to Mothula, so...
You are not mistaken.
Probably just wants it for the range.
Yeah, Moth can be a finicky fight. If he takes damage from the spikes on at the same time he takes damage from you, that damage is erased down to nothing. So it's always nice to have a bit of options with range versus melee, especially if he's sitting up in a corner by the spikes. You can use the Fire Rod to kind of nudge him away. Really nice though, holy man. That was about as quick as you can do that fight. And myoky getting his first crystal of the day.
So if I'm not mistaken, that's no items he found, so the big chest is going to have one of the 2 items in this dungeon.
I think you're right. Yeah, and the other will be in this room on the other side. That chest you see right there. Looks like Slowpoke wanted that bomb, but then decided, nah, I don't need it. Ooh, almost getting caught by the Wallmaster. He must have found one item then, because that's just a compass. Ah, here we go. He got a heart piece in the red beetle room, according to Supa Soup. myoky making his way back into the big chest room while Slowpoke gets started on Mothula. Ah, he's releasing the bee! The bee strats on the Moth. They're just so fun. And Slowpoke takes him down. No problemo.
That's what I wanted to see.
Yep. I'm really glad we got to see the bee. myoky making his way to the big chest for the small shield, which is the second shield we have found. Nobody opting to get the first on the race game right at the start.
Now myoky is gonna have to make his way back down to Thieves Town. Blind, this when you die on him, his positioning for the initial fight is a little bit different, so he's got to do a little bit different strats on him.
For sure. And I don't see him going back till he gets a few more hearts. Otherwise, I think he would have dipped right back in immediately. But who am I to know? Because it does look like he's heading that way. It being a 5-6 crystal, and the second 5-6 crystal he needs, may push him that way sooner rather than later.
We might see Cane of Samaria strats on him right now. You can just toss that cane up and let it hit him.
Cane strats are a blast. Yeah, and he's going for it. He's got a few more hearts than last time. He went into the fight pretty low, I think only on 2 or 3 health, so it was close. I think he'll have no problem this time.
We might see Slowpoke work his way back down to Thieves after checking this chest and give Jeremiah that world tour that we love seeing.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty short world tour. I believe he's already checked the entire south side of Dark. Might just be a grab him, save and quit, and head back to Kakariko.
Could rope in Graveyard Ledge, just in case, maybe, to get 2 items out of that little run, but who knows?
I need mirror for graveyard ledge.
That's right. I always have that in mind.
Yeah.
It looks like you're right. Trolly mirror for the seed.
Mirror being troll. And there's myoky taking down blind. Easy peasy. I'm just real glad I didn't commentator's curse him. Whew. Nothing much up on bumper ledge today. 5 arrow upgrade. Slowpoke is heading up to graveyard. He must be routing in catfish and or pyramid. But there's the Jeremiah play from myoky.
Alright, we have our first little divergence here finally. They'll probably both make the play eventually, but we're gonna see slow hammer pegs here from myoky.
Yeah, it's always a little frustrating to do these things without boots. But making quick work of them nonetheless. All that effort for a big 20.
But we're gonna see from Slowpoke what Catfish is gonna have. One of the worst spots to route in. If you don't have that optional routing, it's a pain in the ass to get to. A lot of runners put it off to the end.
And this time it pays off with the very soggy boots. That's nice to see.
Wow.
Oof.
That could be the play. Until myoky makes his way out there, that could push this seed in a direction that he might not want to see.
Yeah, it's not technically necessary that we know of right now, but that's something that the earlier you get boots, the quicker this whole seed will just go. Library was just a big 20, so nothing there. But Desert, while it is a pennant, could be boots locked, as could Ganon's Tower itself.
And Slowpoke, remembering that it was 5-6, he's going to make that Fat Fairy check at 37 minutes into the seed. Very rare that you see it that early.
Yeah, it might be one of the quickest Fat Fairies I've ever seen. And myoky bringing Jeremiah back to his blacksmith shed just for a blue 5 rupee. How insulting.
Yeah, Jeremiah probably did not want to go back to his twin brother. He probably didn't like him and he ran away.
Why you bring me back here? Really nice to be able to put that bomb down at the same time as checking the pyramid itself. Take this trip down to 1.
And he gets the flute. Wow.
Oh, that's so nice. That's opened up a ton for him. Myers now accessible. Desert's easy. Now, neither of those places that we know of currently are necessary. It'll just make it a lot easier to travel around the map with that flute.
Which works here because he'll go to Sanctuary, check Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb first before making his way to Kakariko to activate that flute. And then he can finally make his way up to Death Mountain.
For sure. Yep, check King's Tomb, Bonk Rocks. Meanwhile, myoky is doing his purple chest check. Let's see what Gary has for us today. The lamp. Now that's also going to be required in Logic for a lot of dungeons, the biggest being Pod, but we still don't have the bow. But it's nice to see. Taking dark rooms out of the equation is always, even if you can do dark rooms, it's just nice to have that lamp.
Absolutely, and since Slowpoke's making his way back to Kakariko, we might see that play from him come shortly.
That's true. He does have the flute now, which makes it a little easier. Still no mirror, though. Makes it a frustrating check for sure.
But with that lamp in hand, Myokai's like, now it's time for the mountain ledge. So this is really going to be key when he figure out where he can go get that flute. So it's going to make his routing a little bit easier.
Yep. And unless I'm mistaken, all of Death Mountain is open to us now.
Everything besides Floating Island, which you need the mirror for.
Correct. Yeah. Thank you. So this should be a lot of items to check up here. It looks like Slowpoke's doing the same, just flying up there. And the divergence is over. We've got sync again, ladies and gentlemen.
Slowpoke opting not to do the dark rooms to get the old man, so that's one item, even though it wasn't anything. Generally, he might not be comfortable with dark rooms, who knows?
Yeah, and that's a pretty easy one to do, so you may be right in that. Bombs on top of... We'll see what's inside. There's just a little piece of heart. With Hera also being a pendant, I'm curious to see if either of them dip in. It's got a couple of items, and it's a pretty quick dungeon to do, but if you're trying to avoid those pendant dungeons, it may be avoidable. It depends on what they find here, I suppose.
Yeah, but I find in version 29, in this version, that more often than not, there's some sort of progression item in at least one of the pendant dungeons, if not more. So I'm sure they'll make a dip, especially Hera. Hera is a quick dungeon to do.
Yeah. I agree with you. It seems that it's pretty common you find stuff in pendant dungeons. And Hera's definitely a fast one. Well, another bottle. It's our third bottle of the day, but otherwise, not a whole lot here in Paradox Cave.
You see a lot of runners do this bomb jump, which is one of the easier ones to do, but I was watching Gazelle Shaft video of it one time, that it's a little bit easier actually to go straight down from the opening down to the horizontal axis rather than the vertical axis. It's a little bit easier because it automatically stops you at the right spot, which is nice to have, so you don't have to worry about really lining yourself up.
Huh. Well, that's nice. Looks like Slowpoke opting to get into the Dark Worlds from up top. And Myoky going through Spiral Cave first.
We shall see what T-Rock's medallion is here. Haven't seen any medallions yet, so we'll figure out from where we got to go.
He's realized he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't have mirror to get back. May as well clear out the rest of the light world before heading into dark. And there's the blue cane, which puts Spike Cave in logic now, also up here.
It puts it in logic, but I don't think they have enough hearts to make it through. They might. I don't remember how much you need, so...
Yeah, it'd be close for sure.
But Spiral Cave with the boots shows is much faster. Spiral Cave is a pain when you do not have those boots in hand.
Oh, it's awful. It takes forever, but Slowpoke jetting through it like it's nothing. Myoky getting the hookshot clip, that's the pretty tricky clip right there. You gotta be lined up properly and get the timing bang on, but doing it like it's nothing.
Yeah, I tend to get it like 1 out of every 4 tries I do it.
Despite cave logic still require no damage? Like, it requires an uninvincibility item, so either Blue Cane or the Cape. I don't think it requires just a bottle.
No, because it has the 1 KO logic in, so even if you have a bottle, it doesn't put it in logic, because if you can take damage, that's automatically out.
Awesome. And that's Quake Medallion is going to be Turtle Rock's access.
So
Big
vanilla.
piece of love. Vanilla indeed. Ether Tablet had a big bit of love, and Hookshot Cave so far has 2 small bits of love and a 20 rupees. And another third little bit of love. Death Mountain really not having anything though. Whew.
And myoky opting not to go to Hera and check Ether Tablet, which he doesn't know that it's not panning out right now for Slowpoke, but making the play. Up, Slowpoke is backing out. Okay, hopefully that's the right play by him.
Yeah, opting to just avoid it, maybe come back later. Well, myoky looks like he's making the right call to head up to Catfish. What am I saying? He's in the light world. No, he's just filling his bottles. Interesting. Oh, he was in the right place, just in the wrong world.
And myoky still doesn't have his flute neither, so he's making this walking routing without the flute and boots in hand very arduous on his part.
Yeah, for sure. And Fieri pointing out something I hadn't thought of is myoky setting up for the recently discovered pod glitch that lets you skip the right side of the basement without the bow. But he did have a red potion, so I'm not sure about that. Maybe he just wanted the blue potions as he dips into Ice Palace. Make sure that Fire Rod won't ever run out of juice. And boots were on Catfish.
Making the Ice Powers play this early, that is definitely one of the gambles we like to see runners make, because generally you do not want to dip in here if you don't have to. And especially with less than 10 hearts in hand, the Cold Stare fight is going to be one of the worst fights he probably can have, because he does massive amounts of damage. And it looks like Slowpoke is making the Spike Cave play here.
Yeah, he's got about 10 hearts. Yeah, he's got the full 10, so shouldn't be an issue there with Blue Cane. And there's our first medallion. We find Ether. Don't know if it's required. Chances are it's not at this point, but you never know. Just 10 arrows, though. Slowpoke heading over to desert area. Yeah. Staying in the light world for now. There's Quake Medallion on Desert Ledge. That's going to be needed to open up Turtle Rock and maybe his big progression he's looking for.
Absolutely, and minus the Ice Rod, which could be trolly, Turtle Rock is completable.
It is, yeah, and Ice Rod is one of those items that could be literally anywhere in the game other than Ganon's Tower in this seed and Trinex himself, so till he finds it, I don't know if he'll want to dip into Turtle Rock, but it's now an option.
Myoky trying to get that bomb jump set up, but I'm sure he's probably gonna full clear this dungeon, so it might be a little bit easier for him to not worry about it and just do it the right way, because wasting a little bit of time here.
Yeah, if you're gonna clear the dungeon anyway, the bomb jump doesn't actually save all that much time. If anything, I think it actually is slightly slower. Looks like he got it right here, though. There we go. And Slowpoke is opting to clear out Desert Palace. May as well while you're here.
Absolutely, it is a fast dungeon, especially with boots in hand. Just go and clear it as fast as possible. And if he finds both items, he can dip right out when he's done. So.
Yeah. Hasn't found anything yet that I noticed. Nope. My stream lagged a little bit there. I missed what was up in the cannonball room. Oh, and it was the mirror! Woo! That's gonna be huge for Slowpoke. Holy man.
Wow, Slowpoke making all the right plays here. Has got the mirror, so Desert Palace is required to go in. And like Stringray9's comment when I said boots in hand, he's questioning my wording there.
I mean, you gotta put them in your hand before you can put them on your feet most of the time. And he is opting to go clear out Land Moles. Wow, that mirror is really big. That opens up more or less everything that he didn't have access to. All we're really looking for now is the bow and ice rod. And I guess Slowpoke's still looking for his lamp, which we know is on Gary's lunchbox. I guess in Gary's lunchbox. Boy, that mirror is in a brutally trolly spot.
Well, your wish for the seed came true here.
Yeah, Dark World access at 13 minutes, and the mirror didn't come till 50-something. As Chad is rightfully pointing out, Lamp is Gary's lunchbox is a lot easier to route once you get that mirror. So, and especially with Flute, he may quickly do it and check the Bombos tablet at the same time.
Super Suit validating me here and saying that the German word for boots literally translates to hand shoes.
Learn something new every day.
And Landmole is down. He gets the blue pendant in hand and a 5 bomb upgrade for his troubles. Now this begs to differ because we haven't gotten a pedicle check yet. If he would have just finished Terra instead of have to go back, he could have had 2 pendants in hand right now.
Yeah, but he didn't dip deep into Hera, which is thankful. He only did the basement, so really, if he does have to head back, it's not like he wasted a bunch of time climbing the whole tower and not clearing it. Just a 20 in that chest for Ice Palace. So far, not a lot in there.
This chest always seems to be the trolley one, and not for him, but for me, it's always been the one that had the item. It's always like the last spot I check.
Nagini Cave being empty, as I find, is almost always the case. myoky routing this Ice Palace quite well, though. Slowpoke heading into the mire area. Not sure he'll dip in without lamp, but there's a few quick items here between the shed behind Misery Mire itself and Checkerboard Cave.
I didn't quite see what Maya was dependent. He did check it though, so hopefully he saw it. But the Myoky is gonna have to use his blue potion here, which he just did because he didn't find enough magic. He's gonna need all his magic, 8 shots with the fire rod to get this ice bubble off of Cold Stare.
And he gets it, no problem. Ooh, setting up to pin him into the corner. Now, even with Blue Mail, Cold Stare hurts. He hits like a truck, but those little falling icicles aren't too bad. So if you're going to get hit by something in this fight, you want it to be the icicles. Cold Stare right now doing 3 hearts of damage, I believe, with Blue Mail.
Yes, so he's got to watch out. One more hit from Cold Stare. He got it anyway, but one more
There
hit,
he
would have got it.
Really nice. And we had Buttersword in Misery Mire Shed, which I completely missed. So that's Slowpoke, about as much damage from that sword as you're gonna get.
And look like we're gonna have the pod play here, hoping that the bow is in pod so he can finish it. Unless he does know the right side skip now. I haven't practiced it. I have to try it out myself.
Yeah, it's one of the easier glitches to do. You just have to be moving and then chug a pot while hugging the right wall. But it's the main area is clear, but you can't actually clear the whole dungeon without the bow because there is still a mimic that you need to get rid of along the way. Checking out Sasrala, just realizing this is, the first time anyone has been in the eastern area. Nothing in his closet, though. Myoky making the play on Big Bomb is strong. He'll get his flute out of this and hopefully route Catfish in at the same time.
With the flute, that will probably actually push him towards Desert, which we know is the play he needs to make to get Mirror. That will make routing in Catfish and Zora easy for him.
Definitely. Yeah, the flute may push him right where he needs to go. We see him dropping off the bomb just as Slowpoke heads into pod.
That being said, with Slowpoke having all these items, the mirror, the flute, the boots, he's still technically 1 crystal behind Myoky. So in crystal count, Myoky is ahead slightly.
Yes, but the crystal is behind his ice palace, and as we know, there's nothing in there for progression. So if he gets to go mode that, it's a lot faster than the drudge Myoky had to go through.
Oh, absolutely.
He is making his way up to Catfish, though. That'll get him his boots. While Slowpoke does the dark rooms, with the fire rod conveniently helping him out. Slowpoke mirroring out, opting not to do the dark maze. I guess he's not comfortable with it without that lamp. So he's just heading into Eastern Palace, checking the 3 items in here.
If if you haven't done it recently, it's definitely one of the things that you need to kind of have ingrained, because, or at least have a picture of it in front of you, because otherwise it is a little hard to route that room without having visually in your mind.
Yeah, pod dark rooms are nothing to scoff at. Between all the turtles in the basement and the crazy maze up top, it's tough to do.
Could we have Vanilla Bow and Eastern right now?
Oh, Slowpoke sure hope so.
There it is!
Whoo, boy! French Vanilla Bow, it's in the right dungeon, wrong location, but that's really nice to get. This makes Eastern Palace completely clearable now, no problem.
And we'll see if he makes his way back into pod and try those dark rooms, because it's the best spot for him to do it, especially with silvers in hand. We shall see.
Definitely. Having Bow is necessary for both pod and Eastern. And now, if he's uncomfortable with dark rooms, though, this may not be a clearable dungeon. The room right after the big room, big chest room, is dark and is, even with the health and stuff that he has, quite tricky.
I believe if you just shoot your fire rod forward, you'll hit the lamp in that room. So hopefully he'll be able to just shoot it over and light the room for himself.
Ah, see, now that is something I did not know.
I learned that from commentary last night.
Nice. Well, hopefully he knows that trick and can blast through. Now, conveniently, with the butter sword, it makes it a little easier. You can just kind of slash at random and hope to kill the mimic if you're not quite sure where he is. Myoky making the right play here, too, up into Desert Palace for his mirror. So all we need now for go mode is the ice rod, or at least for no mode.
He is making the play, and what he could do is try. He's gonna go with the butter sword strat, which is fine. I would say he could just use one of the arrows and shoot it into the Igor. It does stick out, and you see it while he's moving around to get a good glimpse of where he is in the room.
Oh, looks like he got him. There it is. He got him. It's nice going in there with that much health. You can kind of just swing at random. Oh, he does know there's a lamp up there. Or torch, rather.
And it does look like it is straight ahead from the door, so you probably kill a couple of the little furries on the ground and then just shoot it right up, so that's good to know.
Yeah, that's very good to know. So both runners equipped pretty well now. Myoky looking for his bow, but otherwise they're hand in hand with each other. Yeah, with those silver arrows makes Armos a pretty trivial fight. Slowpoke find a way. The hunt for the lamp is on for him. And it looks like he's opting to hop into Ice Palace. Something Myoky did just a few minutes ago. And Myoky has shown us that Meyer is Ether Tablet, which we have, so the pedestal dream is still very much alive.
Yep, it could have that ice rod. That's gonna be where whoever finds that ice rod first is gonna put us in a direction here.
Yep, it's anyone's race until that thing gets found.
And chat pointing out that both medallions are vanilla, which is always nice to see.
Is this even randomized?
You had Titan's Mitts right outside Thieves Town. You had Bow in Eastern. Both medallions are vanilla. We got a lot of vanilla stuff here.
Yeah, and it looks like myoky is heading over to... Oh, maybe not. Oh, he's gonna check Bombo's tablet. I was looking like he was going for pod, but...
He's going
Oh no, he's
swamp,
going straight into swamp. Not a bad idea.
I don't mind that play. There is 6 items in swamp, one of the most heavily item locations here, and so that's definitely a good play. But he's doing full clearing, Ice Palace and Swamp, the 2 dungeons you always would like to go mode if you most possibly can, because they are long and arduous.
Well, that was an interesting setup for that giant Skeletor room from Slowpoke. Worked out well for him. I'd never seen that one though. But yeah, as you said, Swamp is definitely something you want to go mode, but I mean, the Ice Rod could be in there, and without having the bow, and bow being required for both Eastern and Pod, heading up there without it is definitely a little more of a gamble. As we know, it's a gamble that'll pay off, but Swamp is not a bad play here at all. Swamp Palace is actually one of my favorites in the game. I love doing it. It gets a bad rap, but I think it's pretty cool.
I agree. I actually like doing the dungeon myself also. Personally, we'll see what myoky does here, but I like to route in the back end before going left. It's been what a lot of runners like to do lately. I found myself doing it more often than not, so we'll see if he does the same.
Yeah, in general, I'll skip left side if I haven't found either the compass or map. If I found either of those, I'll go left. Otherwise, I just skip it. Shady Force Games, yes, it's just Ice Rod for no mode. It looks like Slowpoke is also looking for his lamp, and myoky's looking for bow.
Yeah, so we gotta wish myoky makes his way up to Eastern, while Slowpoke will finally give Gary his lunch.
Yeah, we know where both of those things are, but the only thing that we are looking for as spectators is the Ice Rod. Slowpoke already did Smith. I believe he skipped it. I don't think he returned Jeremiah, but I could be wrong.
No, I don't think he did. I think myoky was the only one that did it. So
he did do hammer pegs though, so maybe off-putting to him to have to go back there when there's so many crystal dungeons left, and I can't say I blame him. Now myoky is going to opt to just hop into the left side right away. Now there's an interesting question from chat. What happens if you drown that key? If you drown the key, you have to exit the dungeon entirely to reset the water levels.
not just exit the dungeon. You have to exit the dungeon and go one more frame to the left or right because it needs 2 transitions in order to reset the dungeon.
Correct. It's not fun. Having done it, everybody's done it at some point in their career. I sure have. It's awful, and you'll never forget again. Left side of swamp not having much, though. Just a little piece of heart and a big fat 20. As Slowpoke makes his way over to the... Oh, he's got a blue potion. Ooh, okay. I was worried for him. He's not going to have enough magic to knock Cold Star out of his ice bubble, but...
I thought the same thing. I'm like, I hope he has a potion with him.
Yeah.
But making the right play here, using the Ice Rod fully, then going to use the potion, because he got, I think, 6 throws in there, so we'll have at least Fire Rod with him also. But with butter in hand, it should be okay.
Definitely. Butter tears through Cold Stare, no problem. He got him trapped in a corner there pretty nicely. There he goes. All 3 at the same time. Got some good little fireworks for his efforts. Yes, Pedestal is still alive if it is Ice Rod or Mushroom, Dust, or Shovel that lead to the Ice Rod.
And so far, Swamp not working out for myoky here. Just a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, with only 2 spots left to check. Yikes.
Exactly. He will get another crystal with him, but unfortunately, this gamble is not paying off for him.
No, and Slowpoke heading to Dark World via Village of Outcasts. That's where he needs to be to find that lamp. So hopefully he's remembered about the blacksmith and gets that in the purple chest back to back. That'll get him the lamp that he needs to keep his progression going through Dark Palace.
I was hoping we might get a pedestal check there, but maybe later.
Oh boy, I really want that pedestal check. Oh yeah, Ice Rod could be anywhere. Really solid Argus fight there from myoky too. And all he gets for it is a little bit of love. But that crystal, always need those. Well, Slowpoke didn't even do Peg Cave yet. So yeah, doing this routing here is definitely going to lead him on the right direction. Hopefully he thinks of grabbing that purple chest and flying down. Bow is in Eastern Palace. It's a French vanilla bow. We got myoky grabbing another potion. Very curious to see where he heads now.
He's making the Turtle Rock play.
Ooh. Finally get to see what's in Turtle Rock. And Slowpoke is grabbing the purple chest, so he's on the right path to that lamp that he needs. Dead rocking himself. You never like that. Those dead rocks. I'm really hoping in V30 they just get removed from the game entirely. Take them out. Oh, there's a fire shield upgrade in the cave 45. That's all 3 shields we found now. The mirror shield we know is on the race game. What's on Ped? We don't know what's on Ped. The only things it can be for progression are the Ice Rod or a fetch quest leading to the Ice Rod. Oh, he's heading into Hera. Interesting. A pendant Hera. Slowpoke's already checked the basement of this, and it didn't have much of anything, so it'll be interesting to see if myoky decides to full clear it.
That's interesting. Slowpoke's taking the chest with him to Bombo's tablet. You usually don't see that, so...
No, I've never seen that before either. Not bad, then you don't have to go in and out of the Dark World twice.
It's another thing good to know. Learning a lot in this seed.
But then he jumps back in anyway. And myoky opting not to finish Hera, which is exactly the same thing Slowpoke did about 40 minutes ago. Just going straight for Turtle Rock, hoping Bo is in there. And Ice Rod, for that matter. And the amount of times Ice Rod is in Turtle Rock is devastating. It's just so mean.
Looks like Slowpoke's also opting to do the Swamp Palace play. So he'll get another crystal here. Probably gonna full clear it like myoky did. So generally the runners have been making the same plays, just in different ways.
Yeah, it's definitely still anyone's game until that Ice Rod gets found. Dipping right on into Turtle Rock. This is one of those dungeons that, whether you're in go mode or not, it takes roughly the same time. There's the big key right away. That's awesome. This has been a pretty straightforward seed so far, so other than this Ice Rod being anywhere. Ooh. Fallen off to a zap from the blue floaty boys whose name I have absolutely no idea of.
I just call them blue jellies.
Okay, getting a little low on health. Gotta watch it. That thing'll hurt. I'm getting through there, no problem. There's the Ice Rod! Oh boy. So we've got Ice Rod in Turtle Rock. We've got Bo in Eastern. This is just a mean old seed.
Wow, that's officially no mode. We know where every item is, so it's just a matter of when the runners make the same plays the other runners get, and we will finally make our way to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, and I can't imagine myoky going anywhere other than Pod and or Eastern after this. There's... Ooh, taking a death to the chain jump. Those chain jumps. Oh, he's got a fairy though. No problemo.
Yeah, those chain chomps are the worst. I think with Blue Mail, they do 5 hearts of damage.
They do a lot, that's for sure. Blue Mail looks like 3? Anyway, circling back, yeah, I don't see myoky going anywhere other than Pod and Eastern. It's by far the highest item density left for him. There's 9, plus he hasn't checked Saucer House Closet, so 12 items that he can go check out. Nope, I miscounted. 11 items.
And now that Slowpoke has his lamp, he'll probably make the pod play right now and then make his way up to Turtle Rock for this, which would be a little bit better for him because he can route in Turtle Rock right to Ganon's Tower when he's done.
It's always nice to be able to do Turtle Rock as your last dungeon, just because of that, exactly what you said. You only have to climb GT once. But yeah, he could avoid Turtle Rock, thinking the Ice Rod isn't in there, and dip Mire or something. You never know.
Absolutely, but if at these runners' paces, if they execute pretty well near the end here, they both could have a sub 2-hour seed. It's very possible for both these runners.
For sure, especially if myoky goes Eastern before Pod, gets that bow right away, he can go mode it. Go mode Pod is a lot faster than not go mode.
Most definitely.
Ah, Mimic Cave. I don't think I've ever found an item in Mimic Cave.
No, me neither. But you know, you'd kill yourself if you just pass it up. It's a quick check.
Oh, the shovel though. That's mean. That might just send myoky over to check it before dipping in. I'm probably not, but yuck. That's just a mean find. myoky did state he wants to avoid finding the shovel, so he's got to be a little unhappy. Taking an intentional death here for a little bit of health refill. Pretty smart choice. Going into the back half of Turtle Rock with 2 hearts is no fun. Azure chat's calling you out. Ice Rod is in Mimic Cave last night for you.
Was that where it was? Yeah, I don't remember. It was late. It was a long day.
That's fair. It was a late race.
myoky is running low on magic here. Hopefully he knows that there's a full pot on the right side over here.
Looks like he does, and a couple of hearts too. Now the worst thing he can find on this is mushroom and dust, and that's just Fetch Quest City. Keep him from going to where he needs to go for that much longer, so fingers crossed. And it looks like he's going to open the safety door now. What this door does is he's just going to leave and come back in. Now if he happens to die, he'll respawn right there rather than at Mimic Cave, or if he hadn't ducked out the entrance of the entire dungeon. It's a good little time save. I'm going to run through while he has the Cane of Brian. There he goes, switches to it.
Yeah, myoky was just 1 pixel too high for that to really work.
Skipping the last chest. Now that's a gamble. Unless he's counted items and he knows he already has all the items, which I haven't been, so that's more likely the case.
Yeah, I wasn't counting either, so maybe there's 1 item left and he's hoping it's on Trinex and not in that.
Yeah, he may not have found either the compass or the map at this point, which he didn't, so there you go, there's your last 2 items. No compass, no map, no gamble at all.
Good head-up play there by him, then.
Yeah, really nice. Trinex being a bit of a jerk, just dodging those ice rod shots. Gotta be careful. I think he has a blue potion, but you can easily run out of magic here.
And a hug from Trinex definitely does some massive damage, so he's got to watch out here.
Oh yeah, he's not a nice guy. Does chug the potion now, and hopefully gets through the rest of this with no more trolls. That butter sword is going to help him through. It's only 3 slashes from the butter sword to kill each head.
But now with Slowpoke's back in pod, not making that dark maze play actually works in his favor because he now is in go mode. He can just go get one key and make his way to the back of the dungeon.
He doesn't have his Ice Rod yet, so he may still opt to go through that, hoping that it's in there.
That's right. Never mind.
Now, will myoky take the shovel bait or just head into more crystal dungeons? I can't see him taking that shovel.
And there's our Bombosa Diamond.
Oh, there's the last one. Is he not done?
He hasn't done Spike Cave, so he's gonna check that out first.
You're right. He's already checked Ether. Just before he did Turtle Rock, he went up and checked Ether. Just had a big bunch of love on it. And it does look like Slowpoke is going to full clear pod looking for that Ice Rod.
It looked like he found the mushroom, though. Here's a fetch quest for him.
Yeah, and if he knows the fake powder glitch, he could knock 2 fetch quests out for the price of 1 with that mushroom. Bo is in Eastern Palace, in the Eastern Room. myoky heading straight to where he needs to go. Smart choice, no shovel, avoid it. So all myoky needs for go mode is the bow, which he will find shortly, and Slowpoke needs the Ice Rod, which is in Turtle Rock. That's just mean. Both items required are in the dungeons they're needed for.
Very true, but I'm sure Slowpoke will either head right to Turtle Rock after this, or he might just return the mushroom, which is a quick with the flute in hand to do. So we shall see how fast he actually makes his way up to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he didn't check mushroom first. It's super fast. You can refill your potions if you got any empty ones at the same time. But Slowpoke could try to avoid Turtle Rock and dip Misery Mire, which would be worst case scenario.
I don't see how he would dip Misery Mire first, knowing that Turtle Rock is a crystal, and with this seed, Ice Rod has a high possibility of being in Turtle Rock, so I would imagine he'd make that play first before going into Mire.
Definitely. Where were Silvers? Silvers were in Kakariko. They found them right away. Was it Kakariko or Lost Woods? Either way, one of those 2 places. They were found pre-10 minutes.
I think they were in the well.
The well, yeah. Eliana, our tracker, also pointing that they were in the well, so yep, that's gotta be where they were. What's a French vanilla bow? If French vanilla is in its exact location, French vanilla is same dungeon, different chest. And we got a little bit of sync again. While they're both in the same dungeon. And equal crystal count. 5 crystals done for each.
Turtles being a little trolly for Slowpoke, I find actually when going in that room, if you had sword beams, it's actually a little bit detriment to yourself. So I actually like to take an intentional damage for 1 heart just to go into that room.
I agree. Those sword beams can really mess you up against turtles and against a lot of enemies, but those turtles particularly are just a nuisance. Slowpoke heading into his Helmasaur fight. Takes 17 hits with the hammer to break his face mask. The original Majora. And then I believe it's only 2 hits with the Buttersaur and make quick work of him. Oh, but he's opting for Silver Arrow strats. Boop. Just one.
It's a good heads-up play by him, too. He had 1 more hit left with the hammer, and he was about to shoot a fireball from his mouth. If you despawn the helmet with that last shot, that fireball despawns itself and doesn't come out. So good for him to realize that.
Yeah, nice little bit of metagaming. The boss. Alright, Slowpoke, where are you heading? Yeah, quick witch check. Okay.
Oh, that's right. He hasn't returned the old man because he didn't have the lamp here, so he's gonna do that
Right.
first.
Looks like he's heading the right way, though. That's a good call from him. Myoky not finding what he wants to in pod. Samurai Man, yeah, that is exactly right. Both look like they're about to find what they need to. They're both in their respective necessary dungeons, Bosun EP, Ice Rods, and Turtle Rock.
Hopefully Myoky... Actually, I was just about to say hopefully he just skips it, but I don't remember. Was Big Key in its vanilla location in this, or was it?
It was.
Alright, so he's gonna have to full clear this dungeon anyway.
Yeah, it was in vanilla. Yep, here comes Myoky heading into his bow room. This is going to be really close. He's got quick Eastern to do and just dip back into pod to kill Helmasaur himself while Slowpoke has to go through all of Turtle Rock. Yeah, it could come down to who gets the big key first. Both runners performing really well. More or less the same, but in flipped order. The biggest difference, I think, is that Slowpoke isn't going to have to re-climb Death Mountain, whereas Myoky is. That's about a minute just by itself.
Yeah, that could be the deciding factor here. And which side in GT the big keys on gambles they play.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, rough place to take a tumble. as Slowpoke there, throwing out a couple frustration slashes as the blue floaty boy knocks him down.
Oddly enough, myoky took a fall in that room, so they're just mirroring each other's mistakes in Turtle Rock right now.
Yep, same guy. They're called Bari? Huh. I like Blue Floaty Boy. But Bari's a weird name. I always thought they were jellies, to be honest. And there's the Ice Rod. So at 135, both runners are now officially in go mode. Nothing better than Silver Arrow Armos.
Nice chomp room from Slowpoke there, able to dodge without getting hit.
Very clean. Nikasor, to answer the question, go mode is when a runner has found every item they need to clear the game. They don't need to look for anything else. They've just got what they need to go and finish it all. So it changes race to race. In this case, Slowpoke was looking for the Ice Rod so he can kill Trinex, who is the last boss of the dungeon he is currently in. And myoky was looking for the bow to to finish off the 2 dungeons that he is just finished and is now in.
Slowpoke is opting to miss that middle chest, so making the gamble himself, knowing he's in go mode.
Yep, that's a smart call. It'll let him skip all of Laser Bridge. And myoky taking a long way around here. He must only have the 1 key and never open the front door. Oh boy, this is going to be a close race. I think myoky is maybe slightly behind just because he's going to have to climb that death mountain.
Yeah, myoky will probably finish Helmasaur right when Slowpoke is in the middle of his Trinex fight, so it's going to be very close.
Yeah, we've definitely got a race on our hands. Those little turtles trolling myoky too with his sword beams, just the same way Slowpoke did. Slowpoke using the hookshot invincibility frames to avoid any damage from the floating area. And here goes Helmasaur. Now those 3 balls that spit out, the first one to shoot is random, but afterwards it's always clockwise. So once the first shot fires, you know which of the next 2 are going to shoot out. Makes it a little easier to dodge. A nice clean Helmasaur for myoky puts him up the climb to Ganon's Tower, which means we have begun the GT Big Key guessing game. There are 22 locations that the Ganon's Tower Big Key could be in. Any supporters of the Speed Gaming Network, so that means if you are a sub or have donated at least 250 bits to any of the speed gaming channels, you could have a chance to put your name on the leaderboard. I have only won one so far. I'm going to say today, chest 17, my pretty standard option. Where do you think? Where's it going to be today?
Well, I don't want to wish it on the runners that it was chest 21 last night for me. I like to go maybe a little bit early for them. I'll go chest 7.
Chest 7, that's nice.
Meanwhile, Slowpoke had a amazing Trinex fight, almost perfect. So now he's on his way.
Super quick. Right at the same time, both runners are heading for Ganon's Tower. And you gotta love when a race comes down to Ganon's Tower execution. It's so exciting.
Absolutely. We'll see the difference in time here. I'll get the exact time for you guys in chat. Difference. Slowpoke is in 1 hour 40 minutes and 39 seconds.
And with Slowpoke heading in, we're gonna stop the game. Good luck, everybody. But best luck to our runners. Hopefully it's not too trolly.
With key in hand, he is going right side, so we'll see how this works out for him.
Yeah, this could be the difference. If it's on left side and myoky opts not to, that's... oh boy, that'll really make it close. Flesh, it's not a best of 3. This is it's a Swiss tournament, and each runner gets 7 races, and you will always be against somebody with the same record as you, but never the same person twice. So both runners are currently at 1-1 after the first 2 weeks. As myoky opens up Ganon's Tower.
And he's in at 141.44, literally just over 1 minute difference between the two runners.
Wow. What a race. There we go. Chest 3, 4, 5, and 6. Still not, and myoky does opt to go right also.
And it's number 7 on the torch. Look at
There
that.
it is. 7 on the torch. Oh, man. That's lovely.
And of course, the first one I
Wow.
win, I'm not part of. So,
Isn't that how it always works?
absolutely. So Slowpoke's making his way up the gauntlet. Now this is his race to lose, but with gold butter sword, with silvers. I mean, only blue mail. Fall to Ganon is probably his only way of not winning this race.
Yep, or myoky just out executing, but it'd have to be a lot of pretty bad mistakes of being about a minute and a bit ahead.
Both these runners got to be anxious right now, being in GT, knowing that the other one hasn't finished yet. That's how I was last night.
That's when the stress kicks in, yeah. Yeah, there's myoky getting his key, heading up the tower. Oh boy.
Slowpoke opting to use the iframes here to get through that bridge, and using his red potion. Nice use of the potion to go through before he gets into the gauntlet.
Yeah, really smart. Quick fall lets you just run straight through all those cannonballs. You don't have to worry about taking your time.
This next room he's going to with all the Stalfos, I find this the most annoying room in the entire gauntlet. These guys can be so trolly, jump
Me
around,
too.
miss you.
They're awful. I just bombos that room half the time. And there's another instance where sword beams is being annoying. As if it wasn't enough for them to put the randomly moving enemies into the room, they give you ice at the same time on the floor. It's just so mean.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
With Slowpoke
having that switch.
Having an amazing gauntlet. Very easy, making it look so easy.
Just zipping through it. And of course now we say it takes a couple of unfortunate fireball hits.
It's always a pain when you know you have fire shield, but you still get hit by it because you don't have the shield in the right position.
Absolutely. Now gonna grab the couple of fairies from the safety room here. Very conveniently located. Surprising he didn't grab the full magic pickup in that same room, but he may not know it's there.
No, he does have the blue potion, so hopefully the blue potion will be the one he's worried about. Almost a perfect Wizrobe room for Slowpoke. I still have not got that down yet. I get 2 most of the time, not 3. It's annoying. But it's very finicky. You have to have it at the right moment, the right spot.
Yeah, and with the conveyors moving, it's really easy to get it. Just missed.
And as we mentioned, this Stalfos room giving myoky a bit of a problem here.
They're just obnoxious, those Stalfos. Yeah, skipping Moldorm 2 I don't expect. It's super hard. It uses a glitch called the hover, where you have to tap your A button incredibly fast. You have to tap it, hold it for up to 29 frames, release it for a single frame, and then do that over and over. It's super hard, and if you screw up at all, it's a huge time loss. I wouldn't expect to see it today. Even the best runners have trouble with it.
You generally only see Andy pull it off because generally he's pretty, like, perfect when it comes to hovering.
Yeah, definitely. There's a few runners I know of that can do it, but very few. Especially with the Butter Sword, it's 2 slashes to kill Moldorm. No problem at all.
10 bombs for the last chest of the game, as if bombs weren't enough here. So, good final chest to check.
I always like when runners open that last check, or chest there. It's nice to see that last final item.
Or you have like me and choose not to do it last night, and I had the silver arrows. So nice triple from Slowpoke for the
really
first phase.
Nice setup. Oh, looks like a nice second setup too. Ah, until he gets blue balled. Looks like he's only got 1 hit left, if I'm counting right. Yep. Takes 6 hits to kill Aghanim. And he's off to Ganon. Now, Butter Sword Ganon requires 7 hits from the sword in phases 1 and 2 to knock him out of it. It's really nice to have Butter Sword against that guy. Slowpoke's tower climb, though, was so good. Ah, the burrito one! That's the best Ganon quote, in my opinion.
It's always good to find a burrito quote from Ganon. Nice setup here from Slowpoke. I think he has 4. He's just got 2 or 3 more hits to go, and then he'll be on to phase 3.
Yeah, looks like he got it there, no problem. Nice dodging the fire bats, except for that last one getting in the way. Now, the number of times Ganon teleports here is also randomized, but it is consistent in the same seat. So both runners will get the same number of teleports. It's not like he's gonna cost one a bunch of time and let the other catch up. It will always be the same.
All right, last hit there. Slowpoke onto the final. He's gonna get one here. Hopefully, gets the torch glitch here.
And he gets it. The torch glitch is another fun glitch that is often exploited. Ooh, that was close. If you turn the torch on in the same frame it goes out before the right one has a chance to go out, the right will always stay lit.
And
Looks
last
like he's
hit.
got it set up. There it is. And that's Slowpoke clearing out Ganon. That'll be a GG for him. Let's get some hype in the chat as myoky starts his Aghanim fight. What a close race. A really well-executed Ganon tower climb from Slowpoke, who finishes with a rough time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 8 seconds.
GG for him as myoky makes his way towards Ganon with just 2.5 hearts, mind you. We'll see if he uses a blue potion, if he still has another one while here.
Yeah, I think he bought 2 or 3 of them when he went to potion up before coming in here.
We'll see if we get Slowpoke here in the chat for an interview.
Definitely. myoky starting his Ganon fight. Another nice position for him, too. Looks like he got enough to get to phase 3. Both runners double dipped pod. Moving on to phase 4 of the Ganon fight. Oh, just moving a touch early for the torch glitch. Now, I don't know if he has any more potions, which would explain his use of the lamp here rather than the fire rod. Oh yeah, he's got one more.
Probably just being cautious. Make sure he doesn't have to use it unless he needs to.
Yeah, I can't say I blame him.
He has a double set up here. Can you do it? And, oh, just one more, but he got it.
Miss. There it is. That's a GG for myoky. Just 3 minutes behind. Really nicely done. From both runners. Keeping it nice and close for us.
Yeah, give you GGs, everybody. We'll get him in chat here for an interview.
Yeah, what a close race. And guys, don't forget to give both of these fantastic runners a follow. Slowpoke316 and myoky, putting on a good show for us. Nice way to start a Tuesday. Looks like we've got myoky in here. GG, myoky. Really nicely raced.
GG.
Oh, man, my Ganon's tower was so bad.
Slowpoke is in here as well. GG, Slowpoke. What a run.
GG, and my guy, great game, great race. Where what was it, like 3 minutes difference?
Yeah, it was something like 2 minutes. I think you finished. I was fighting Aghanim.
You guys were just myoky was just over a minute heading into GT behind you.
Yeah. Man, I felt like I was just. I had no idea what I was doing near the end.
So how about that bow in Eastern?
Jeez.
Yeah, that was something.
Bow in Eastern and Ice Rod in Turtle Rock. That's just double mean.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I didn't dip into Misery Mire looking for that stuff. I was concerned that was what I was going to have to do.
Here, I was looking for the mire. I was looking for or dipped into Hera. I was expecting to have to go to the basement. Thank goodness we didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Not expecting the Ice Rod. Was not expecting the Eastern Palace bow, and was not expecting the lunchbox lamp.
Yeah, me neither. I wasn't expecting any of that.
Yeah, with the Ice Rod and the bow are actually each of your go mode items. Slowpoke was looking for Ice Rod, myoky was looking for bow.
Figures. Yeah, I had to go in the Palace of Darkness twice because looking for the bow.
Yeah, myoky, you found the lamp first, so Slowpoke, you had to dip back to get the lamp to go back into pod. But Slowpoke, relatively early, got the boots from Catfish, which really opened up the seed for him.
Oh, okay. Those boots ended up being required, I think, in Ganon's Tower. I think that was the only thing they were needed for.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, get the key down.
Well, good thing we both got them.
Chat's happy with Catfish seed.
Yeah.
We couldn't give you Agha 1, pedestal, bat required.
Yeah.
Yep. Overall, a really fun seed to watch. You guys were close the whole race, and there was a lot of divergence in the middle with Dark World opening up so early.
Yeah. I was trying just to go to all the places I had unlocked, but we had a lot of stuff that we could have done, so it was kind of hard to figure out what I wanted to do.
Yeah, this seed gave you so much in the beginning between Kakariko and the Village of Outcasts. You had something like 8 items used, so it was definitely good to see where each of you chose to use your items for. Very interesting.
Yep. Overall, really nicely run by both of you. It was super great to watch.
Yeah, thank you
very much.
And thanks for commentating. Thanks for the tracker for tracking.
Absolutely. Anything else you guys like to say about the seed or about the tournament in general?
Looking forward to my next race. I'm 1-2 now, so I gotta get good.
Forward to the rest of the tournament. Once again, thank you for the restream. Thank you for the commentating. Thank you for the tracking. Great job, myoky. Great race.
Yeah, great race, dude.
Well, excellent. Thank you guys for entertaining us for this 2 hours. It was great commentating for you guys and great watching you guys race. Excellent way. Anything else you'd like to add, Aiden?
I don't think so, other than thank you again for a great race. And let's get one more big happy birthday for my fellow commentator, Azuro. It's a pretty fun way to spend a birthday, I think.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys.
Happy birthday.
I couldn't imagine spending anywhere else. Take the day off from work, commentate a race, did my race last night, led into it. very good way to spend birthday. Thank you guys, and I appreciate it. Please, chat, follow our runners. They did an amazing job entertaining us here. Slowpoke316 and myoky. That's the way that we feel appreciated. You follow us, give us the follows, and we could put and entertain you. And thank you, Aid, for commentating with me today. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. It was so much fun. Thanks so much to everybody tuning into. If you enjoy Link to the Past Randomizer, oh, you're in for a day. There are another, I don't know, 30 races going on today, including one that started about 8 minutes ago over on Speed Gaming 2 between Dragon Strike and Pachu, which should be another good one. So go watch more Zelda.
Have a great day, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.